All right, this is Mark Nielsen from MyDailyRoast.com. I'm here with Michelle King, who leads the Caucus, right? The Independence Caucus. Okay, so she's kind of been an organizer of this Tea Party protest, helping to get the word out. And I'm just going around and asking a few people, Michelle, just different questions about who they are, where they come from, trying to get kind of a feel for who's here at this Logan Tea Party. So it's Michelle King, and tell us a little bit about yourself, Michelle. Where are you from?
I'm from Orem.
From Orem?
County.
Okay.
What else do you want to know?
Yeah, no, that's good. And Michelle, what brings you out to the Tea Party? Like, why do you feel so passionate about being here right now?
Well, you know, I felt passionate before the Tea Parties happened. About 4 years ago, I had an experience that caused me to realize I needed to learn more about what was going on, and so I learned and studied, and I realized that things were not well. And so my desire to get involved actually happened before the Tea Parties, and then, you know, once the Tea Party started going, I thought, well, great, let's jump on board and get going. So I ended up helping with the Independence Caucus, getting involved with other people who are actually doing things to make a difference. And we just, you know, really we're using the Tea Party movement and sentiment as a way to communicate with people who are like-minded. And we organize this protest to invite the whole community to tell them about what we've been doing and try to get more people involved to agree with us.
Perfect. All right, what are some of the issues that are kind of concerning you about the direction our nation's heading?
Well, hard to pick just one. You know, I think part of the root of the problem is that our representatives really aren't representing us. We were disappointed by the Republican Party, and now we're being disappointed by the Democratic Party, and our elected officials typically are making votes with disregard to us and to the Constitution, and they're voting in favor of, you know, a lot of special interest groups, and those special interest groups are funding their re-elections, and it's working the system, our own system, and our own taxpayer money against us. So I think that's the biggest thing, that and the national debt, which are related.
So Michelle, it sounds to me like you're not a partisan, you know, you don't just stick to one party. Now, the media's been trumpeting that, you know, Republicans, the Tea Party movement is simply a machine for Republican politics. Do you know a lot of people here today that are not necessarily Republicans or Democrats, but are maybe independents like you?
You know, there are actually a lot of people. I'm registered with the Republican Party because I feel like I can make the most difference by working through the Republican Party. But there are a lot of people here, and a lot of the people who helped plan this event, who are actually members of the Constitution Party. They're working up through third parties. We have a gentleman here who's working on eliminating the party system altogether, and he's working on running independent-only candidates. So we have a lot of different views. You know, the Independence Caucus actually endorses both Democrats and Republicans. They don't endorse third parties, but they also work through the Democratic Party because their big focus right now is to get the special interest influence out. And to do that, you have to get people in both parties who will refuse to, you know, succumb to that.
So how do you feel the media's done at portraying the Tea Party movement? Do you think they've been fair and unbiased, or do you think they've had an agenda?
I don't know about an agenda. I don't know that it's necessarily accurate representation. I keep seeing what you say, you know, that it's just for the Republican Party, or I see a lot of things in the media claiming that it's all about race, and I can tell you there's no evidence at this Tea Party here that it has anything to do with race. I don't know a single person who is upset because the President of the United States is black.
That's actually what I was going to ask you. I was going to say, you know, are there any racists here today, or do you consider yourself a racist?
Yeah, haven't seen one, not racist myself. You know, I'd be happy to have a president of any color or any occupation so long as they follow the Constitution and, you know, keep government out of our lives. So.
Well, perfect. Well, out of all the issues that have been happening today, what do you think is the most important issue that's facing the nation right now? What do you think a politician today, what do you think is the most important issue they could maybe help solve in Washington right now?
Well, there are a ton of issues, but I think what it all boils down to is we're just not following the Constitution as it was intended. It's being twisted and ignored, and, you know, if there's anything we can do that would solve the root of the problem, it would be to, you know, go back to the constitutional principles, and I think that all the other issues will resolve themselves. And it won't be a fast process, it'll be slow, but it needs to be done, and I think that's the focus that we need.
Well, again, I'm talking to Michelle King from the Independence Caucus here in Logan, Utah at the Tea Party protest. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.